Triads are a major building block of tonal music. Being able to identify and create to them accurately will make you a more knowledgeable and well-rounded musician. In this video, we will focus only on building major triads. You will need to be fluent in identifying note names on the music staff. You will need to have the ability to stack thirds quickly, and you must understand the concepts of sharps, flats, and naturals. In addition, it will be very helpful if you have a good grasp of key signatures and the various types of two-note intervals. As with many concepts in music theory, there are several different lines of thought that will lead you to the correct answer. You only need to use one primarily, but it is helpful to know more than one so you may double-check your accuracy. We will be showing you 3 different methods. Method 1. Spelling major triads by interval. A triad is made up of 3 pitches. These pitches are called the root, the third, and the fifth. In a major triad, the third is an interval of a major third above the root. The fifth is an interval of a perfect fifth above the root. An additional comparison is that the distance between the third and the fifth is an interval of a minor third. Thus, some people like to think of a root position major triad as a stacked major third and a minor third. For the starting note C, the major third above is E, and the minor third above E is G. Notice G is a perfect fifth above the root. All the notes in this triad are natural. If the starting pitch is D, a major third above is F sharp, and a minor third above F sharp is A. We must use F sharp instead of F natural because the interval of a major third consists of 4 half steps. Method 2. Another way to approach building major triads is to think of the major key signatures. First stack the root, third, and fifth, and then add accidentals to correlate with a proper major key. Let's start with the note G. The notes involved will be G, B, D. The key signature of G major is 1 sharp, F sharp. Since F is not involved in this triad, it is major with all of the pitches natural. Let's try E flat. The notes involved will be E, G, and B. The key of E flat major has 3 flats, B flat, E flat, and A flat. Therefore, the E and B in this triad need to be flat. The result, E flat, G natural, B flat, is a major triad. Method 3. There are many patterns in music theory. If you can discover one for yourself, it can help you quickly recall or identify an item. This next method involves recognizing a pattern of letters and a few simple rules. Although you should have an understanding of triads using methods 1 and 2, this method does not involve taking note of specific intervals or key signatures. In addition to stacking thirds, you need to be comfortable with the concept that movement from a natural to a sharp or flat represents a 1 half step move in either direction. Movement on a single named note from a flat to a sharp represents movement of 2 half steps. Starting on the flat, 1 half step up to the natural, and another half step up to the sharp, and vice versa. Here are all the possible root notes in their natural form, meaning they are not sharp or flat. If we quickly stack thirds on top of these to make triads, it looks like this. Some of these are now major, but not all of them. We need to add accidentals to some of them to make them all major. When these sharps are added, now all of these chords are major. If you look for the pattern, you will see that some chords have all the pitches natural. Some have the third raised 1 half step in comparison to the root and the fifth. And one chord has the third and the fifth raised 1 half step in comparison to the root. There are 3 simple rules we can follow to arrive at major triads in this way. Rule number 1. The fifth is always the same as the root. That means if the root is natural, the fifth will be natural. If the root is sharp, the fifth will be sharp. If the root is flat, the fifth will be flat. This is also the case if the root contains a double flat or a double sharp. The fifth follows. Rule number 2. If the root pitch is A, D, or E, or to remember easily, part of aid, then the third must be raised 1 half step in comparison to the root. That means if the root is natural, the third is sharp. If the root is flat, the third is natural. If the root is sharp, then the third is double sharp, and so on. If the root pitch is not A, D, or E, then the third will be the same as the root in terms of accidentals. Rule 3. The only exception to the first 2 rules is when the root pitch is B. In this case, if the root pitch is B, you must raise the third and the fifth 1 half step in comparison to the root. So if the root B is natural, then the third and the fifth are sharp. If the root B is flat, then the third and the fifth are natural. If the root B is sharp, then the third and the fifth are double sharp. Here are a few examples using method 3. Here's the root note E natural. First, stack the thirds, adding G and B. Rule 1. The fifth is the same as the root, so the B stays natural. Rule 2. Is the pitch E part of aid? Yes, so the third must be raised 1/2 step in comparison to the root, G sharp. So E, G sharp, B is a major triad. Here's the root note F sharp. First stack thirds, adding A and C. Rule 1. The fifth is the same as the root, so add a sharp to C. Rule 2. Is the pitch F part of aid? No. So the third must be the same as the root in terms of accidental. Since we have F sharp, then we will make the third the same by having A sharp. So F sharp, A sharp, C sharp is a major triad. Here's the root note A flat. First stack the thirds, adding C and E. Rule 1. The fifth is the same as the root, so add a flat to E. Rule 2. Is the pitch A part of aid? Yes, so the third must be raised 1/2 step in comparison to the root. Since A is flat, then the C will be natural. So A flat, C, E flat is a major triad. One final example. Here's the root B sharp. First stack the thirds, D and F. The root B is our one exception to the first two rules. If the root is B, we must raise the third and the fifth in comparison to the root in order to create a major triad. Since B is sharp, the D and F must both be double sharp. So B sharp, D double sharp, F double sharp is a major triad. Using the interval method, you can confirm that all of these triads are consistently made up of one major third and one minor third. Using whatever method you like, practice naming major triads. Say the names out loud and then play them on the piano or another instrument to check yourself so you can hear that they are major.